Hello. This is like take 2952. Uh, it turns out this reflection mini project is going to be harder than I thought. Every time I start talking about inner wounds and weaknesses and insecurities and vulnerabilities, I don't know, my ego takes over and I start immediately changing the subject or start zeroing in on like stupid violence or something. I don't know what my problem is. I mean, I do. I just don't know how to fix it, or maybe I don't even know what a problem is. But my sister and I did a podcast today, and part of what we discussed was self care, self love, and da 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 da. And she kind of mentioned the mother wound, which is the I've heard that before. Probably like a wounded anima. Anima integration, it's part of that process, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure my therapist has kind of mentioned that, when I've mentioned it a few times in various videos of how my father was never around. He worked all the time. So I kind of ran amok as a kid. And my mom was physically present, but emotionally unavailable. And she didn't really care what I did. And because of that, I did a lot of stupid shit as a kid and didn't have any accountability. And there was a few times I did things and my mom didn't respond or didn't notice until later. A couple times I sort of just left the house and went somewhere. I distinctly remember a few times, neighborhood people and police looking for me. And I don't know if that wounded me, if it made me feel unworthy or something. I don't know. And my mom, bless her, man, she didn't know any better. She didn't have a parent raising her either. And I'm not blaming her. I'm just trying to understand my own inner wounds. And my sister bringing that up as the mother wound was interesting because, I crave structure, and people that introduced structure in my life, it activated something primal in me, and I've sought it out. And that's probably why, in some respects, I take discipline to an extreme, like I'm an all or nothing kind of person. And one of the things that kind of came to my attention with the mother wound is my sister and I talked about this, is that I don't know if projection is the right word, but, other women in my life that showed me attention or a little bit of kindness or love, I really sprung on that, man, like with my sister, I did that to her, and it wasn't harmful because she was my sister, thank God. But, I've done it to a couple of my aunties. That my one auntie was very loving and kind, and man, I gravitated towards her. And when she would, choose my other cousins or something, it would hurt my feelings. And I'm assuming it's an example of projection, or codependency maybe is a better word. And as I grew into adulthood or my formidable years, I did that with women that would introduce themselves to me, and man, I put so much energy into them, and I still do that. That's carried into adulthood. Fuck, this woman that I'm trying to move on from, that was what I did to her. Is she touched something in me that I don't know, I crave from other women, and I never got from my mom. And I don't know. I'm not looking for closure. I've talked about this with my mom, and my mom's still kind of emotionally aloof. She's agreed to go to therapy, but I don't think it would be of benefit, and I don't want to hurt her and my dad. But anyway, yeah, I've projected that onto a lot of women and put expectations on women that were probably not fair or logical. And if that's you, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, man. I've done that to enough women that I can kind of send that out as a general message and just hope the blast radius kind of hits everybody that needs to hit. But yeah, that's a tough one, man, because it creates a lot of insecurities in me, and when women have pulled away, it's, that's when I've become needy. And it's not fun, man. It pushes a lot of way. It's pushed all women away. Never mind a lot of women. Every single fucking woman I've ever crossed paths with, it's pushed away. My mother included, maybe. My sister being the only one that's kind of come around and explained to me maybe when I was being too needy. Um, it's a lesson I need to learn from, and I don't really know how to break that down into the constituent parts that are understandable for my meathead brain. Um, I never want to do it again. I don't know if it's self-love. I'm assuming it is. That's how it tied into today's conversation with self-worth and self-love. But anyway, it was interesting for her to kind of pick that mother wound and yeah, creating codependency on women. I'm aware of it. I'm consciously aware of it, and I'm putting effort into making sure it doesn't happen again. And I can see little micro instances of that happening with every woman I interact with now. It's kind of, I don't know, alarming and shameful or something. I don't know. It make me want to stick my head in the sand and never come out. And if it doesn't do that, then like I said, it triggers really aggressive responses in me that are not helpful, hurtful, if anything, not helpful. Anyway, this is going on 6.5 minutes, guys. So I've really struggled to pull out true, genuine weaknesses and insecurities of myself without immediately pivoting towards something like, fuck, look at how macho I am, and, going off the deep end about violence. And my sister today, I kind of mentioned about, I wanted to play a tin whistle, and someone I had told years ago kind of laughed at me, and the metaphor, the response that I had was like, a gun in my hand and a barrel in your mouth, or a tin whistle. Like, take your pick. Which one would you prefer? And like, why does my brain even go there? I don't know. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to shoot myself either. Fuck. But yeah, I'm documenting this. I'm going to analyze this for the next couple of days and search from videos on YouTube, and I don't know, bring this to my therapist, I guess, and be like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I don't like talking about things with my therapist. Sometimes it make me cry, and I don't like crying in front of people. I really don't like it. Childhood trauma, I learned very early in life that if you cry, it gets you beat up more. So I learned to kind of silence it and put it in the back of my mind and just, eat it, whatever it might be. Being snow dragged or pushed in the ditch as a kid to, getting punched and kicked when I was an adult. But like maturity too, like I'm almost 50. I haven't had shit like that go on in my life for a long time. Like more than a decade I've been, other than the machete attack, but that was different. I've been able to avoid violence, and I just don't tolerate it anymore. So why my brain keeps going there, I don't know. It's strange. It's trauma doesn't let go. It's like a fucking wood tick. Like, stop it. Go away, wood tick. I don't like wood ticks. Wood ticks and mosquitoes are the two things in life I'm okay killing. Everything else, I'm kind of like, you have a purpose in life, and you deserve to live as much as I do. But wood ticks and mosquitoes, no, exit stage left, please. Anyway, now we're going on almost 9 minutes. That's a hell of a reflections journal audit, daily audit. Yeah, I don't know if you have any input or thoughts on this and you're watching. Not only do I appreciate you, but I'm struggling with this one. So, but again, as I always say, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I love you, and thanks for the support. And hopefully we chat soon. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm going to bed here. Saturday, I'm tired, and had someone swing by my house today that kind of threw me off my solitary confinement. And I asked questions that I shouldn't have asked. And it proved to me that I'm not fully contained, and I haven't totally metabolized what I feel I lost. And I got work to do. I've always got work to do. Fuck, everything is work in progress with this guy. Why can't I just be a finished, polished product that people can sell, make me money, and buy me happiness? I don't know. Maybe some people's lives are meant to be social experiment, which is fair. I conduct experiments on everybody. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock, 10 minutes, and it is 10 o'clock, funny enough. So I'm done for tonight. Thanks for paying attention. We'll chat soon. Bye.